If I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Sir Isaac Newton accomplished more in the short time he spent on this earth than many people would consider possible in many lifetimes. Sir Isaac Newton was a man of thought. He was a man of mind. He worked very hard in the maths, in the sciences, in astronomy, and all of these things. He brought new ideas, new concepts. He built upon old information and brought new life to it. And the ideas and the principles set forth by Sir Isaac Newton are the building blocks upon which we base all of our science. And in this way, Sir Isaac Newton is a pillar upon which our modern science is built. And it is because of this that Sir Isaac Newton is the father of modern science. I plan to show this to you in 3 ways. First, that Sir Isaac Newton was dedicated. Second, that Sir Isaac Newton was a gifted polymath. And third, that Sir Isaac Newton inspired many. So first, Sir Isaac Newton was dedicated. In an article published by the British Journal of Medicine in 1985, they talk about Sir Isaac Newton's early life. He had no exceptional head start. His father died before he was born. His mother was left to take care of him and the farm. And as a young boy, he was out to do manual labor. They had very little money. They barely survived. He was born premature. He had all of these different things that started against him. And yet, he was able to accomplish so much. He took these things that set him back in life to begin with, and he used them to kindle a fire within him to excel, to exceed. He once had a bully in school, and this bully inspired him to do better. And he wanted to do better to prove that he could do better, that he could outshine his opponents. And that fire is what set Sir Isaac Newton on the path through life that he ended up taking. In that same journal article, they talk about Sir Isaac Newton quickly proving himself in Trinity College through his unquenchable thirst for knowledge and his refusal to give up. Sir Isaac Newton took teachings of old masters, those that had come before him, old information, and brought new life to it, looked at it in a different method, and developed what we know today as calculus. Through the teachings of old, he brought new, and now we have built upon that. Excuse me. So in review of my first point, Sir Isaac Newton should be honored because he was a dedicated man. He was dedicated to the point that he wanted to do better for himself. He wanted to know more about the world around him, and he didn't stop until he did. And in his dedication, he learned many subjects. And that brings me into my second point, that Sir Isaac Newton was a gifted polymath. Albert Einstein wrote in the bicentenary of Sir Isaac Newton that he was more than just a mathematician. Sir Isaac Newton was a physicist, an astronomer, a theologian, a natural philosopher, an alchemist. All of these different things, all of these different fields were touched upon by Sir Isaac Newton, and he brought justice to them all. In his work, he was able to develop these fields in such a manner that without them, today we would be behind where we are. The modern science that we have today would be less so because he had done his work. And it is because he was dedicated. It was his unquenchable thirst for knowledge. It was his fiery passion for knowing about the world around him that he was able to go out and explore all of these different avenues, that he was able to learn all of these different things and apply them to the world around him, and apply them to the maths, And in this way, Sir Isaac Newton was a gifted polymath. And all of these things that Sir Isaac Newton did, in all of the ways that he developed the maths and the sciences, they worked to do something very spectacular to the new generation, to new young scientists. And this brings me into my third point, that Sir Isaac Newton inspired many. In an article in 2005, printed in the Hayden Planetarium's newspaper, Neil deGrasse Tyson states that the astrological works of Sir Isaac Newton were paramount in his own interest in astronomy. Neil deGrasse Tyson is an accomplished physicist and astronomer of modern times. He's somebody in the newspaper today. And he goes on to say that it is Newton's development on the telescope, and it is Newton's understanding of the planets that really inspired him to look out at the stars, have a larger understanding of the universe around us. And he goes on to say that many young scientists, many young people in the field today have been inspired by the works of Sir Isaac Newton, that they have gone out and they have understood that what Sir Isaac Newton did was paramount to their now interest in the field of science. And that brings me into my conclusion. Sir Isaac Newton has been known for being a great thinker, a great philosopher. He went out into the world and he saw it differently than those around him. And he strove to understand it in ways that people had never understood it before. And Newton's works were foundations for the sciences that we apply in our everyday life. And it is because of this that Sir Isaac Newton is the father of modern science. And I have shown this to you in three ways. That first, Sir Isaac Newton was dedicated. Second, that Sir Isaac Newton was a gifted polymath. And third, that Sir Isaac Newton inspired many. Thank you very much.